They're very good, actually. Really good. Guitar and nail and pipes. Very, very good. What did you do when you were in You were holidays. That Norman tourist. The Norman tourist wine. Generally, they wouldn't sell here. But I know that that restaurant will take on tomorrow morning. That's the, you just get a new restaurant. As the accountant says to us, you can only get one restaurant that buys one case. Multiply that by 7. That's 7 cases. Multiply it by 1 month. It becomes 60 cases. Because there's some wines that we can't sell on our list.
Going because I think Tommy's standing by for us in Belfast. This red alert in effect covers the whole country, the full 32 counties, Tommy.
No, Brian, it's a stage below here. It's an amber warning, and in some respects Northern Ireland is playing catch up. You didn't really have that kind of coordination meeting that was taking place.
Ya empezó el huracán, así que nada, acá con algunos ruidos bastante extraños. Como estoy en un patio interno no se siente tanto. Mira, están la gente, cada uno en su cuarto. Se hacen unas ráfagas interesantes y hay unos pedazos de árbol volando por ahí. Pero por acá está todo bien. Ya hay 200.000 personas sin electricidad. Parece que ya está la primera persona muerta. Parece que un árbol se le cayó en el auto. La primera persona muerta por el huracán. Este es el huracán Ofelia. Así que acá estamos, atrapados.
Warming. We've had a lot of extreme weather events in recent years. It's certainly 1961 since we had an event like this. This particularly strong, but it's
Mira que están todo el mundo mirando el árbol que se cayó. Hay un viento bastante potente. Y hay un flaco bien boludo. Sacándole fotos al lado del árbol. Bueno, acá estoy en el hotel. está todo el mundo en el bar del hotel tratando de comer algo. Así que estamos bien.
And the guy says, what about the shop? And the guy goes, oh, so shop. I could see. Oh my god.
Acá estamos en un tren desde Mullingar a Sligo, atravesando toda Irlanda, desde el centro de Irlanda hacia el noreste del país. En Sligo vamos a trabajar para Wines Direct. After there was this treaty where Ireland gave up this portion of land to the UK.
Yeah.
How did the civil war ensue? What was the conflict internally?
Pro-treaty
Okay.
and anti-treaty.
Okay.
They sent a number of people to go to England to negotiate with the British regarding independence for Ireland.
Okay.
The British got fed up because of the rising in 1916, and there was so much trouble that they decided, Ireland needs its independence, so we'll give it to them. But they took, because in Northern Ireland it is predominantly Protestant,
Right.
same as mainland UK.
Mm-hmm.
The southern part of Ireland is Catholic.
Right.
So when the people went to sign the treaty with the British, they decided, sure, we let the Protestants go. We don't need them.
Right.
But there was a lot of people in Ireland said, why did you give away part of our country?
Right.
So next thing they started fighting with each other, and the war lasted about 3 years, and then it finally peace was, and then they elected a government, and the state was formed.
Uh-huh.
But it was it was very sad times, because in 1916, when the revolution came, they all fought together.
Right.
But in 1921, they started fighting with each other, and Irish people killed Irish people.
Yeah.
You know. But out of that conflict was born what we call the Provisional IRA. They're the terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
They're at that time they were a militia, but they developed into a terrorist organization. And in 1969 there was so much suppression of the Catholic population in Northern Ireland, because they were the minority,
Right.
and the Protestants were the majority. Like in places say no Catholics need apply for the job.
Oh wow.
You know, this type of thing. So next thing, the IRA came on the side of the Catholics, and they were the armed, they were the terrorists that were protecting the Catholics. So then you had a war for 25 years, an internal insurgency between the IRA and the British Army. The British Army then were deployed into Northern Ireland to protect the Protestants.
Right.
But the Provisionals were very clever in that they picked their targets, and they picked, like for example, You know, if you decide today, see the car there,
Yeah.
and once the British Army convoy hit the car, there was a guy up on top of the hill there, and he blew the car and killed the soldiers. And what do the soldiers do? What would you do if you were in a truck and next thing an explosion happened here on this side? You of course would run over to the other side
Right.
to get a bit of protection.
They were waiting on the other side.
They had a roadside bomb on the other side, and
Right.
once they all got into cover, boom, there was about 50 of them killed. So the British Army then, it became very, very nasty, because the British Army then had a militia called the UDR, and they were vicious people. They would go into the pub at 10 o'clock at night, pick you out, bang, dead, and get out. So it was crazy. So there was about 10 years ago was known as the Good Friday Agreement, and peace was made in Northern Ireland. So the Provisional IRA handed up all their weapons. Moria handed up some weapons, right? And the UDR were disbanded, and the British Army went back to England, and now they have a joint government of Sinn Féin, which is the political wing of the IRA, and the Protestants, the DUP. Jose has never been in Ireland before.
It's a lovely weather now, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is what Ireland is like all the time.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that from the point of view, he would love to see more scenery than drink wine.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
You will try to show him a few things that
Yeah, just bring him out to Salt Hill and places like that, or Kinvara.